Hello everyone, I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Camille.
We want to inform you that we think chocolate should be removed from global markets unless the negative impacts on people and the planet is changed.
This is because chocolate can have negative impacts such as child labor and the amount of consumption of chocolate.
The resource of chocolate is from cocoa beans, which comes from cocoa trees. Unfortunately, the shade of cocoa trees, which are bigger trees, are being cut down by timber companies for their wood. It is not good for the chocolate consumers or the cocoa trees.
When cocoa farmers pick cocoa beans, which is found inside of the cocoa pod, which is very bitter. When they pick the beans, they spray pesticides that will pollute the air and affect the animals living in the rainforest.
This resource can impact animals and ourselves when we cut down the cocoa trees. Animals will have no shelter and will either decrease in numbers slowly or find another place to stay, and they might die in the process. We get affected because there is no more protection for when it rains. Also, if there are still pesticides in the tree, when it gets cut down, the soil will be contaminated with all those chemicals.
The food chain will be affected because animals will die, because if they cut down trees for companies, then animals living in the trees will die and the shade for our cocoa trees will go away. If this happens, then the cocoa trees need shade to grow. To fix this, we think companies should plant 5 trees to make up for every tree they cut down. We believe that we should all tell companies to stop cutting down trees so we can save the rainforest. If they could cut down a tree, we have a method to solve this, which we mentioned before. If our method works, we can help the rainforest from losing any more trees. We can support our math data with graphs on how much people in the world eat chocolate and which countries produce them, so we can show how many people out there consume it and show how fast the trees will disappear by chocolate consumption.
Did you know that chocolate causes conflicts with people? There are very young kids who work on cocoa farms who are abused in harsh conditions. Some parents are forcing their children to work and not letting them go to school. Even if you try to run away, you may get killed or just beaten up a lot. That is a horrible consequence, and we need to stop this. Would you feel so good if you knew where your chocolate came from?
The solution is that we should buy fair trade chocolate because there is no child labor involved. All of the workers who make fair trade chocolate are paid well, unlike other chocolate brands where they force children to work and then abuse them.
Camille and I will share our knowledge on the mathematical
statistics
of chocolate. In this bar graph, it shows that in Switzerland, 22 pounds of chocolate is consumed a year. In Ireland, 19.5, and in America, 11 pounds. Yet this is only 3 parts of the world. Have you thought about your hometown? Think about what you buy. We believe fair trade chocolate is recommended because all workers involved in making it are paid good money. I bet when you eat chocolate, you don't think about where it comes from. But if you do think about it, when you eat fair trade chocolate, you don't have to worry about where the chocolate came from, whose life you're affecting, and the consequences of the people in the rainforest. This bar graph shows visually how much production of chocolate there is in the world. This can support our opinion because this shows how much chocolate is produced, and most probably have child labor involved in the process of production.
These countries are still developing. If we want to stop this, we should remove chocolate from global markets unless we take action. Sources!
Yay! Thank you for listening to our presentation!
Oh, her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly with